Hello, Europe. This is Sopon reporting from wiwibloggs.com, reporting actually from Vermont. So I'm joined here today by two of our members from our Crack International team. I'm first joined by Francheska on my left. She is joining us from the part of California where techies ride skateboards to work. She's a queen of puns, gifs, and long Tumblr URLs. Hello, Francheska. How are you?
Hello, how are you?
Wonderful. You're finally making your wiwi.tv debut. I'm really excited for you to be
Yes.
here. Also joining us for her wiwi.tv debut is Robyn from New Zealand. She's one of our most clever writers and editors, and she always has wise words about any national final song. Hello, Robyn.
Hi, it's nice to be here.
Wonderful. So we're going to just start off. You guys, we just finished a wonderful Super Saturday, or for you, Robyn, Super Sunday.
Sunday morning.
Yes. So you guys have any favorite parts of Sunday or Saturday?
I like the fuss from Finland
All right.
with the favourite that didn't go through.
I know,
Um,
Firu.
That's shaping up to be it'll be a really interesting final because there are a lot of quite controversial decisions being made. So, but it's the people of Finland that are making that decision. So we should go with what they pick.
Are you happy that Opera Scala is still in, or not really?
Yes, they're a big favourite of mine. So much fun, very theatrical, and their live performance was it was exactly what it should have been. So they did well.
Wonderful. Francheska, you're part of Super Saturday?
Actually, if not, I'm going to sound so drab, but I was not in the house most of Saturday. I was elsewhere, traveling the very exciting part of Northern California. Call me back in a week. I'll gladly tell you everything, but
All right.
I just got
Sounds
home.
good. All right, so it is great to talk all about Super Saturday, but right now we're here to talk about Italy's Sanremo. They just decided their act, which will be Il Volo with Grande Amore, and we will talk a little bit more about that later. But first, we're just going to go into a little bit of Sanremo's history. So Sanremo was founded back in the early 50s, way before the Eurovision Song Contest. It actually gave up to the idea of the Eurovision Song Contest and now functions partly as its national selection. However, Sanremo obviously isn't just for Eurovision. It also is a huge prestigious event for anyone who's anyone in Italy and even in the Americas or the UK. We had quite a few guest stars this year, such as Ed Sheeran made an appearance, Will Smith and Charlize Theron. They all made appearances. So this says a lot about how Sanremo is. Of course, though, we have to go on to our favorite celebrities, who are our favorite ESC singers. We had three returnees this year, who were Raf, Lara Fabian, and Nina Zilli, and we're going to talk about two of them tonight. So we're going to start off with Lara Fabian. Last night, unfortunately, she was booted from the show for her song Voce, and this was in the bottom four last night. So was her elimination called for? Francheska, would you start?
Yes, I called yes. I found Voce to be quite dull and boring. It's like one of those, it's like that stereotypical Greek philosophy lecture. It just had nothing to it. It was a ballad, and ballads can be moving, ballads can be unique, nuanced, but this was just, it was so flat. This could not be justified in any way.
All right, Robyn?
A lot of the time when we're in the wee wee juries, we talk about Disney ballads, and this is exactly what her song was. It was just, I mean, in a way that's kind of insulting to Disney because, some Disney songs are really good, but this was just a boring run-of-the-mill ballad, and, it didn't deserve to go any further than it did.
All right, I also thought it was it pretty was worth its elimination. It was kind of dated. It just wasn't really worth qualifying. It wasn't a Sanremo winner, in my opinion, But anyway, we can move on to someone who did a lot better, our other ESC competitor, Nina Zilli. She ended 9th last night with Sola and also ended 9th in Eurovision with L'amore femmina. So you guys, what did you think of Sola, Francheska?
This is so hard for me because I love Nina Zilli with a passion. I think she's very artistic. I love her, and looking at the song, it was clearly her genre, it was her forte, but it just fell flat. It was that Eurovision slow jazz, and my heart broke into a million gazillion pieces when I saw this. That said, it really shouldn't have qualified. I hope that Nina Zilli will continue to enter in the future, but really work on her entries.
Yeah. Robyn?
Yeah, it was a really kind of good, saucy blues number, but there was nothing really special about it. I mean, she gave a good performance. She's a great singer, and that sort of all came together really well, but there was just that nothing really kind of amazing about it that made her stand out.
Yeah, Robyn, I love how you always steal the words right from my mouth. It was really nice. It was a great song. It was really jazzy and big from Nina Zilli, of course. It's her style, but it wouldn't have worked in Eurovision, do you think? No, I mean...
No, I think a good Eurovision song has something catchy that you sort of take with you, whereas this, it was just, oh yeah, that was nice, but what was it?
I mean, it was sort of like how Per Sempre was like, kind of slow, And then she made the right choice by switching over to L'Amore Femmina for the contest because she kept something catchy. But if she had won and went with Sola, it wouldn't have worked. She would have just been a failure to second chance syndrome,
Yeah.
So after this, we're going to move on to Dear Jack and Moreno. These are two different acts. They brought a little bit of variation to Sanremo this year. Dear Jack is a pop rock band, and Moreno is an Italian rapper. So we're not going to discuss the songs too much, but we're going to ask, is it a good idea for a traditional contest like Sanremo to adopt these modern genres rather than stick with what they are known for?
I absolutely believe so. If we believed festivals had to do the same thing over the years, we wouldn't get anything new. All the music festivals in the U.S., for example, would still have the 1960s, 1970s sort of rock, which is nice, but we need to move forward. And I think principally the goal of music festivals is not only to cater to current music tastes and retain the roots, but at the same time look forward because it truly is a showcase of music.
All right. Robyn?
Yeah, I think it's good for those more modern styles to be incorporated into the competition. I get the feeling that they'll never actually do well because that more traditional style of Italian song is favoured by both the judges and the voting public. But those kind of acts will get in younger viewers. I mean, I noticed on Twitter there were all these fangirls going crazy over Dear Jack. So that's, I think they need to have acts like that to keep the festival relevant for modern audiences, particularly younger audiences.
Of course, if they don't bring the modern acts, the show's just gonna go kaput once this generation's gone. I mean, none of the. With all due respect, people my age or Francheska's age, we're not going to be interested in watching stuff like Volare over and over. As nice as a classical song as it is, it's not going to be something that catches us or any Italian teenager. Moving forward, we also have Annalisa, a more modern act. She was an X Factor winner. Her song was called Una finestra tra le stelle, which means a window among the stars. Now, what do you think of Una finestra tra le stelle?
Oh my goodness, I loved it so much. It was one of my favorite songs is Era Stupendo, Switzerland 2008, and it gave me that same feeling. It was this crescendo, it had a lot of hope, it really just took me off, and I would be lying if I said I didn't feel like I could fly right afterwards. It was beautifully produced, and I am so sad it didn't win. I'm going to be angry about this for weeks, if not months.
All right. Robyn?
I'm kind of the opposite. I didn't really enjoy the song. I thought she was a really good singer, like one of the best voices of the night, but I just thought the song was just a bit, maybe a bit boring. It just didn't do anything for me as a song, but I hope she comes back because she was definitely a good performer.
Yeah, she is a wonderful performer, of course. Her song was pretty nice. It was very much her style. I mean, it could have worked in Vienna, and I'm glad that it placed as high as it did. It placed fourth, but I mean, there were better acts in there. Speaking of some better acts, let's go on to Malika Ayan. Her song Adesso è qui, Here is Now, placed third in the super final tonight. So thoughts on Adesso è qui?
I'm looking through this again because just listening for the first time, it was so not memorable to me.
I know.
It's one of those acts where you try to think, okay, what did X country send in 2012? You don't remember it, and then you read, and then you find the thing. It's like, oh yeah, they sent that thing. I'm glad it didn't get chosen. I mean, it's a pleasant song. It's very much Italian, but at the same time, it would not get that far, and if it did, it would certainly not burn in our memories.
Yeah. Robyn?
Yeah, I cannot remember it. I sort of get the feeling that there was the top two and then a really big gap before the next ones. Yeah, I mean, she was an interesting performer, but the song, it's like this memory hole.
Yeah. Her song, it was nice. It was slow and classy, but it would not have worked. It wouldn't have been memorable. As Fran said, if we have to research an entry from like just 3 years ago, that should pretty much be sort of in our heads, at least by some memory. If we don't, then that's a bad sign, and that's going to happen if she had went. So now we're going to get to the two big favorites. These were talked about on pretty much all of the forums. We're going to get to Neck and Il Volo. So starting off with Neck, his song was called Frati Amore or something like that. My Italian is sort of failing me at 10:45 at night, but anyway, Francheska, what do you think of Neck's song?
See, this is where a lot of my struggle comes in. I like the song. You know, it was very much my style. It was very much my alternative indie rock, even though it was an alternative. It really appealed to that. And I would if it was on US iTunes, wink wink, nudge nudge, I would definitely buy it. But at the same time, as a Eurovision song, as we see time and time again, it's hard for rock songs to win. I mean, we can look no further than Andrius Pojevis in 2013. So on one level, I'm disappointed it didn't win because I believe that was one of the better songs. But at the same time, it was something that is best for the sake of Italy at Eurovision.
Okay. Robyn, your thoughts?
Yeah, he was a very attractive performer. You know, and a really good singer. He had that really kind of nice rock voice, and the song, I think, really suited his style. And at the time, I was thinking, you don't get many songs like that at Eurovision, and they don't tend to do well, but it would be nice to have seen him, or, something like that, hopefully this year, just to add a bit of variety, because, it's a good song, and I hope it has more of a future than just tonight.
I love this song. I was strongly Team Neck about this. It was modern rock, and modern rock is a genre that can go either really poorly or really great, and he did really great because, I mean, the instrumental was sort of like something that you would maybe find in a Coldplay album. I mean, he obviously does not sound anything like Chris Martin, but I think that like the riffs and stuff could have been totally Coldplay and alternative rock and really catchy stuff. Would it have worked in Vienna? Perhaps. I mean, rock can go up and down. I mean, we had that crap song from Slovenia a couple of years ago that really did really poorly. Something Najboljša rock or something like that. But then we also had Soft Engine, Calliope, and so rock can do pretty well, and I think this would have hit the high end with the rock. I mean, if we look at the video actually got 900,000 views within 5 days. I mean, that's extraordinary.
Holy cannoli.
I know.
And the song's in the Italian iTunes top 10 already, so it's a popular song.
It is. I heard that. I heard from another friend that it was actually the most played on the radio this week. And so, if it's played that much, if it has hit that amount of success in 5 days, I see Neck going really far. And I really hope he brings something like this back to Sanremo. So finally, we're going to get on to the winners of Sanremo 2015, who are Il Volo. Fred, I see your face right now. Oh my god. All right. So you told me before that you kind of want to do a frant, as you would call it. I love that portmanteau. So do you want to start with your frant?
All right. Well, the thing is, I like to have faith. I always have faith. I start out with no judgment. I always hope for the best. And then I see these three guys. They all look relatively young. I think, okay, it's going to sound modern. It's going to be fresh. It's going to be interesting. And what do I get? We get an old rehashed opera number that as easily could have come from 1963 as 2015. And I'm livid about this. I don't think if it goes far, I swear I will head desk. I'm not kidding you. I will head desk if this goes far.
All right. All right. Wonderful. Robyn, do you have anything good to say about the song to maybe balance it out?
Yeah, I really like it. And this is so weird because I don't normally like that popera style. And I've looked at some of their older songs and it's just really unremarkable stuff. Weirdly, that kind of music is insanely popular in New Zealand. So, like, their album was at number 2 in the charts here, and
Really?
But it's like granny music, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then this song, I think the song has a bit more vitality and energy to it. It's not just the old standards. It does have a lot of energy, and they're really great performers. They've been together for about 5 years, so they have a really great chemistry between them. So yeah, they would be insane not to send this to Vienna. It's such a good song.
Just to verify.
Despite my
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
You go. Sorry, I'm
surprises me that I like it, but I do.
All right, so just to verify, so an Italian opera album by a bunch of guys born in the early and mid 90s placed second in the New Zealand charts.
Yeah. For some reason that style of music is really popular in New Zealand.
That's really cool.
But I found all these videos of them. They did a promo tour here, and they're on TV shows, and found message boards comments from people going, "Oh my god, I love you so much! I cried when I listened to your song." So yeah, and they seem to also have quite a large following in America as well. The United States.
I haven't heard of them, but
they played on American Idol a few years ago, and they toured with.
Does anybody watch American Idol anymore?
Because it's
anything good come out of American Idol in the past decade.
We got Carrie Underwood, we got Kelly Clarkson, but that was really all we reaped from them because nowadays they always pick from the southern United States, like it's white guy with a guitar. It's always Tom Dice's American counterpart.
It's teen girls voting. That's all that's left.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have this weird following. Like they're actually signed to an American record label, not an Italian record label. They've toured with Barbra Streisand, had like PBS specials, and they're just there are all these ridiculous fangirls online who are just absolutely in heaven today, and it's going to get even crazier.
All right. So I'm going to say my thoughts on this song now because we've had a great dishing about this. I'm going to keep up with the yin and yang of Francheska's hating and Robyn's loving. And I'm going to say I'm kind of in the middle for this one. It's very traditional, and it's nice to see guys who are only like a few years older than me doing a very traditional style of music. And it does pull you in, and it is memorable. But with that said, I'm not sure if I'm a fan yet. It might take a few more listens before I start to go a little gaga over it. We have to see if it's going to rise up the list or not for me, but perhaps not. So since their win, we have had about 50 comments on the post, including one of yours, Robyn, saying that I'm going to screenshot this later, but I'm not going to recall this verbatim. However, you said something like, I think we found the winners of the next male model contest.
Things are getting serious now. There are three really good-looking guys. I particularly found the Instagram account of Gianluca. If you want to have a look at that, he's the kind of king of smoldering hot selfies. So if you're into that, go for it.
Send me the link for that. I'll make another Instagram list.
Of course, yes. Definitely.
Oh
yeah. Yeah, they're going to be good contenders for this. Back to a little more serious note, just to wrap this up. Is this a good thing for opera to go to Eurovision while it's taking place in Austria, the birthplace of opera?
I personally think it's irrelevant. I mean, you can make an argument for a lot of things. I mean, with that argument, you could say, well, why wasn't everything in 2009 in Moscow one of these really melodramatic, not opera, but these, I don't know how to say this, but these really melodramatic songs like the Turetsky Choir Group does. I think the place where the contest is irrelevant. I think that, quite frankly, people send the song regardless of what the location is. Maybe they'll do a revamp. Maybe they'll do like some dubsteppy, electronic-y thing, and maybe then I'll like it, hypothetically, maybe. But I personally think it's irrelevant.
All right. Robyn?
I get the feeling that serious opera fans won't like Il Volo or indeed Opera Scala if they get through.
I hope they do.
So the sort of, if you're a serious opera fan, you're probably rolling your eyes going, it's pop, it's rubbish, it's throwaway. But for just casual fans of music, the people who are going to be watching and voting for Eurovision, it'll probably seem like a nice touch. So, hey, maybe it'll work.
Perhaps. I mean, I think it's okay to have opera while it's in Austria. I mean, sometimes otherwise, if it wasn't in Austria, I probably would not support it. I wasn't a Caesar fan. I was a Milena fan though, but I mean,
Milena didn't have this whole performance shtick.
Yeah.
Of an LSD trip of a performance.
She had a bunch of Phantom of the Opera masks with her dancers, but I mean, otherwise, I guess it's a good thing to have the opera while it's in Austria, but maybe after this we should tone down the opera a little bit. Sorry, Robyn, you were about to say something?
I was going to say, every year has its sort of themes that keep coming through, so maybe this will be a strong opera year, and then next year we'll be on to something else.
Well, I mean, I see a lot of boy bands and duets this year, and you already mentioned this before, I believe. So we could see we might see opera also rise if Opera Scala wins as well, and maybe if a few internal selections end up going the way of Mozart. But we will have to see by the mid-March, so about another month, we'll know what the themes are for this year.
I'm kind of sick of songs about strong women. As cool as they are, we're going to have a bit too many, so bring on some variety.
Yeah. Too much of something isn't always a good thing.
Right.
Unless if it's Eurovision. All right, so this brings us to the end of our Sanremo wrap. Francheska, any final comments or thoughts?
Not really at this point. Otherwise, this video is going to go on for another 20 minutes. And as much as people love wiwibloggs, and as much as I love talking, that's not a good idea.
All right, Robyn?
Yeah, the one thing I was surprised about is how long the Sanremo telecast is. It just seemed to never end. So let's set an example of keeping things short and to the point.
Yeah, I mean, it is a traditional festival, so they do sort of have the entitlements, I guess, to go on and on and on. But at the same time, we sort of just want to get on with our lives at some point. I'm not really interested in watching a 6-hour telecast as much as I love Italian music and Italian language and all that stuff. But, I mean, they should just cut to the point sometimes, make it a little, chop. Anyway, so thank you all for watching our Italy wrap for Sanremo 2015. Thank you, Francheska and Robyn, for joining us respectively from California and New Zealand. So be sure to subscribe to wiwi.tv, and we will see you all soon.